Good morning. I'm out of the classroom this morning, even though I'm here in the building, but I didn't want that to get in the way of taking our next step in our writing. So here's another one of the fun, exciting videos that I make for you when I'm not able to be in the room. So today we're going to focus on rehearsing and experimenting with beginnings. So I've been telling you that soon you're going to be choosing one of your story ideas and you're going to spend time making it a publishable piece. So right now what I want you to do is take a few minutes, look back through the narratives, the small moment stories, look back through if you're doing fiction, the fiction stories that you've been starting in your notebook, even look back to your list of ideas and think about which one you think you're going to want to take to publication. You probably remember from years past, from working with me last year, if you were with me last year, that writers don't just settle on a seed idea and then jump into writing the book or the story. They warm up and take a few practice runs, just like dancers before a performance or musicians before a concert. So, one of the best ways to rehearse your story is to do some storytelling. So, right now, with a partner, someone next to you, I want you to tell the story that is your seed idea that you've chosen from your notebook. But I don't want to just hear you reading what you have in your notebook. I want to hear you using the same dramatic storytelling voice that you might use in the hallway when something unbelievable has just happened to you. Then you bump into your best friend and tell him or her about it. Okay? So as you're listening, lean in and listen to your partner rehearse that story and expect that kind of enthusiasm from your partner. Okay? So get ready and start rehearsing that story with someone next to you. So, what you just did as you were sharing your idea with your partner is exactly the way, um, or exactly why we might story tell our story before we put it on paper, having that chance to rehearse it. And with the same kind of enthusiasm that you would if you were telling someone about it. You want to be able to capture that enthusiasm when you actually put your story idea on paper. The other thing that I want to do is today I want to teach you that writers also rehearse for writing by trying out several different leads. You know that the first bit of text on a page has the big job of grabbing the reader's attention. But also, authors try out different leads, looking for the one that will set them up to write a great story. Lots of times, the leads that you see, they're not the only lead that the author tried before they decided to publish the piece. They practiced many different ones. And I'm going to show you one of the ways that we can learn how to write a great lead. And that's by looking at a mentor text and seeing the way that another author writes leads. So right now, I want you to look at your copy of Everything Will Be Okay. And you're going to look specifically at the lead at the beginning. Say, what is he doing at the start of the lead, at the start of his story that I can try? Watch how I use our mentor text, Everything Will Be Okay, to try to find things in the lead that I might want to try. The kitten is a scrawny thing with burrs and bits of wood caught in its coat, where it still has fur, and pus coming out its eyes and nose. Its big baby head looks even bigger at the end of such a stick of a body. I found it in the woods at the end of my street, where I play most days with my friends. This time I was alone. Lucky for you I was, I think. Otherwise, David or Claude might have decided you'd be good practice for their slingshots. Those two can be mean, I think to myself. I don't like playing with them really, but they live at the end of the street, and sometimes you just play with the kids on your same street, even if they're mean, sometimes even to you. So notice that I have decided that this author puts us right in the moment, right there where he's got that kitten in his hands. But the other thing that I'm noticing is the zooming in on tiny details. Look at these. The kitten is a scrawny thing. Burrs and bits of wood caught in its coat. Pus coming out its eyes and nose. Big baby head. Stick of a body. I have a picture in my mind of what that kitten actually looks like. This lead pulls me right into the moment. As a writer, I might try house technique in my own lead. I can actually highlight the importance of what is happening when my story starts by climbing inside my story and zooming in on those small but very telling details. I can also include inner thinking to begin to express the bigger meaning of the moment. So, as far as techniques for writing memorable leads, writers might include the smallest details of the moment, the ones that ring true for the narrator. Writers might also include inner thinking to hint at what the story is really about. So remember, I am rereading just the lead of Everything Will Be Okay to notice what the author has done in his lead that I could try too. So I'm not going to stop here though. I need to keep studying his lead and adding to what I just noticed. When I go off to rehearse a few leads for my personal narrative, I'll be able to try out what How is teaching me about starting stories. Let's study a bit more of the start of Everything Will Be Okay. I'm going to continue reading and you try to notice what else How does in his lead. So get ready to tell your partner. One thing that I noticed he did that I could try is. So here we go. The kitten makes a pitiful noise. Don't worry, I tell it, stroking its scabby head until the mewing is replaced by a faint purr. Everything will be okay. I'm going to take you home and my mom will give you a bath and some medicine. Turn and talk to someone next to you. What else does Jim do in the start of his story? So students, keep in mind that writers are always trying to figure out ways that they can add to and improve their own repertoire of moves. Look how much you've already learned from Jim Howe from about techniques for crafting a great lead. So when you go off to write today, try a few different leads. If you first start with a bit of dialogue to quickly bring your characters to life for your readers, then next you might begin with inner thinking to hint at what the story is really about, or the smallest details of the moment, or precise character actions, just like Howe did. Begin workshop by trying at least 2 different leads for your seed idea story. Once you have those 2 leads, you can either type them and add them to Google Classroom, or you can write them in your notebook and take a picture and upload that to Google Classroom. The rest of the writing workshop time, you can work on developing your seed idea, or you can keep working on leads. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you accomplish.